Alright, here we go. Driving to go pick up some Greek food. That's some of my wife's favorite kind of food. Just some soup for her. And then I got a gyro chicken one, so I'm excited about that. They make an incredibly good one. It's just a perfect blend of everything. It's just so delicious. Again, Manchester and Nashua make some incredible food. I'm not gonna lie. I think when I first got here, I was not like, especially in New Hampshire, it was like the food was meh, you know. When we used to come up, but that was in like Lincoln and North Conway and stuff. Like the food was, you know, it's mixed or whatnot. But once you drop down to, or once you come up, drop down, yeah. Once you drop down to Manchester and Nashua, they get some good food. Nashua's got some of the best food I've ever had, but what you call it is pretty good too. Manchester's pretty good too. They got a nice little one. I'm driving home now. Luckily, compared from yesterday, like I actually helped some of my guys and kind of have a nice rhythm with the guys now, so that will be good. Compared to yesterday where I kind of felt like, I kind of failed one of my guys. I kind of feel like I fail some of my guys sometimes, so my job there is to maintain Liberty House in a lot of facets, but it's to really help my guys out. That's what the job is, and will always be. So the more I help them out, the better I will feel. I mean, it's not all full selfish job. It's a mix, honestly, of both, where you need to help those that really need it, but it feels good to help people. So of course, that's where the selfishness comes in. Like for me, it always feels good when I can help someone. Today I actually felt like I helped a guy who could do a lot on his own, but I feel like that's kind of something that is put on him. Like he is self-efficient, so it's like he doesn't get the help sometimes that he deserves, which is sad, but it's usually the reality of things where someone will someone who is self-efficient doesn't get the help like someone who is constantly in need. I'm kind of like a 50-50 on that, like who I am as a person. I could do a lot by myself, then I need help, and I would say 50-50 of my life is getting help from others and doing stuff on my own. So I'm not 100% efficient. I think that leaning on people is natural, but if we're talking about help that I've got, I mean, when you live with someone, you get help that way. When you live with your parents, you get help that way. When you rely on others, there's always going to be different ways that you rely on others. Also, like your upbringing, if they set you up with some really good skills, I mean, you can gather those skills, but a lot of the times that's gifted upon you with some good parenting or something like that. So I think that a lot of people, their self-efficiency is rated on a scale that I don't completely agree on. I think that a lot of people get help in very unexpected ways, and you have to acknowledge that as a human being, to be like, I got help, and a lot of people don't want to say they got help or they did it all by themselves, but help can either be a good role model or it can be someone who helped you in bad times or giving you skills or traits to help you. Of course, that's life as well. You gather those skills in life from these teachers, but having a good teacher is a blessing, and I don't think a lot of people understand that. And not having someone, that's why having a mother and father is so valuable growing up, but also having really good mother and father will help even more. I mean, it's obvious. I'm just speaking obvious things, but that will always help. When you just have some parent, a parent that really looks out for you. That's one of those things that people kind of take for granted. I thought they tore that apart, which would have kind of made sense. But enough about that. That's just me going on a tangent. I am excited to pick up this food. I'm excited to see my wife. I'm excited to get home and take a shower, take the cups out, clean a little bit, make sure that this weekend's kind of set up for success. We have a lot during this weekend that I want to get done. Blueberry picking, going to the beach, cleaning up, putting the bidet in, just doing some things that are on the list, and getting things kind of squared away. As far as today, I kind of have a vision of what I want to play. It's kind of being broken down into like 5 games, and each one of them I can really see myself playing. Some I've beaten in the past, some are going to be a first time. But I'm kind of excited to play a new game or a game I've beaten in the past, like just start something again. I'm kind of sick of the bullshit with playing these like monotonous games over and over. I'm not really as big into getting skills in a game anymore. Like, I have been skilled at games in the past, and when I look back at them, they're not my favorite games. Like, so I've done that in the past. I've been a master at certain games because I put so many hours into them. Namely, Gears of War, Heroes of Might and Magic, Dead Space, Alan Wake, Red Dead Redemption, Batman, oh my god, Fable. These are games that I acquired some skills over time that made me like understand the meta of the game, made me understand the speed runs of the game. Like Fable and Batman I could beat so quick. Same with Dead Space. I could beat those games so quick. But that's like the quickness and my skill in the game. Obviously I don't remember that as much. I remember getting all the trophies. I remember being in the game back to back. Like just like, getting to a degree that I'm like, dude, I'm really good at this game. So I remember that. I remember the idea of that, but I don't remember how good I was or what I did. That's why like online games, I'm always like, man, like what a waste. Like genuinely, what a waste. Like, that's kind of like why Splatoon was so like easy to play, because you didn't have chat. It was purely for the good times. I had some bad times just based off me as a person, like me being competitive. Then I put pieces together where it's like, dude, you're versing kids, dude. You're versing kids, you absolute goon. Like, stop being competitive to any point in this game. Just play the game and enjoy the game. Especially Splatoon. That was like a game that just made me be like, dude, just play for the painting. Play for the fucking goo on the ground. Like, just play it for what it is, man. It's just a peaceful little Nintendo game where you're just supposed to, play online, but it's really just squids and goofy characters. Like, just enjoy it for what it is, man. And that game made me kind of break down my barriers with online games and being competitive. Like, dude, like Company Heroes, I tried to play online a little bit, and I was like, dude, these guys are incredibly good. They knew these weird strats with like the British Army that I was like, what the hell is that? Like, there's a bunch of foxholes everywhere and a bunch of things like that, where I was like, dude, that's a whole nother, like, playing. Like, I understood some meta to the game. Like, I understood I think I was saying earlier today, like, I understand the meta with like the mortars and using the mortars, but the snipers are a good counter if you can get close. But if you're just trying to hold ground, like mortars and AT guns, like, just put them down and they can do a lot of work. And just understanding some of the meta. But then the meta got just so crazy when I was versing like the British Army. I was like, man, I was killing the AI, but then I played against a real player and they used these really cool strats with like the British Army and the Russian Army, which are like they're like a tier. Like, America's obviously the easiest to play. I would give them like an easy mode, and then Nazis are like a normal mode, and then then the yeah. I don't know before. But yeah, you could like, each army was like, it's a difficulty like tier, and British, I would say, are hard, and then for me, and then the Russians were expert. Like, they're really hard to like know what that strategy is to use with them. And I'm not really good at like doing multiple things at once. Like, I was noticing, like, I don't know how to split my army. But again, talking about Company Heroes, I'm talking about this meta, I'm talking about all these strategies. But Company Heroes is not one of my favorite games. It's not like a game that I'm like, dude, I'm like, that will be one of my favorite games of all time. Like, it's just not. It's just, you know, I'd rather a game where it's like character driven plus like kind of like that game, like solid gameplay as well. And Company Heroes, like, I'm not a World War II guy. I like World War I, like, to learn about. And I've never been one who's like, dude, I just love World War II, like, games. Like, a lot of people love World War II games, but I am just not. I'm just not one of them. I'm just not into World War II like a lot of people are. Like, I like learning about World War II. I've learned about it, but just not like huge into it. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, here we go. Took a quick break to get the food. Now I'm off to home, drop off said food. So there's that. Like I said, I'm super excited about this food. About damn time. So yeah, it'll be really nice. Sorry, it's just like a little built up over here. But yeah, I'm thinking, like, again, I have a few games that I'm like, wow, what game am I thinking? And I'm honestly thinking maybe play on my Vita, and this kind of was like the goal for a long time. So, like, be on my Vita, plus be on my Switch, which I have both set up. And on my Vita, I have games like Mortal Kombat 9, which I've been meaning to kind of like play again because I love that game. I have Mortal Kombat Unchained, which is Mortal Kombat Deception, so you cannot go wrong with that. I'm playing Deception again because the Conquest mode in Deception is wicked fun. I absolutely love Mortal Kombat Deception. I love the hokiness of it. And Mortal Kombat 9 is kind of hokey as well. And what I mean by hokey is, like, it's kind of cheesy. But it's, like, just a fun game, dude. Voice crack. It's just a fun game where it's, like, you know, you can just, like, traverse the world, traverse Chaos Realm, traverse Order Realm, meet different characters. It was a great bridge as a game. Introduced pretty cool characters. I don't think it's the best introduction of characters, but it introduced characters. It had a cool storyline with I'll go through there. It had a cool storyline with like Liu Kang who turned into a zombie during Deadly Alliance, who got resurrected in Deception. Again, it's so funny because, like, I tried to always be like, oh, I like this fighting game, this is my fighting game, you know, like, because that's just who I was, kind of annoying with that kind of idea. Like, I did like fighting games, like, I was never that good at them. I never really gave the time to be better at them. But I played so many of them, especially growing up. I mean, I had games like Bloody Roar, I had Primal Rage, I had Eternal Champions, we had Soul Calibur, we had, again, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. Really just, we started playing Street Fighter 4, my buddy ended up getting it. But man, I could keep on naming fighting games. I mean, we had pretty much every, and I know I'm forgetting a few that we played a lot of. But there was no fighting game that we played more than Mortal Kombat. I mean, I remember Deadly Alliance. I remember that they finally had the crit mode, and the crit mode was fucking sick. Like, crit mode was the original, like, course you could end up, getting the whole crypt, but it was so fun, like doing the story mode, getting coins, getting currency, and then using that currency to unlock stuff, and not knowing what you were gonna unlock. Crypt mode, in fucking 11 was kind of goofy. I don't think it was really worth it. And then all the online things where you had to play so much to get costumes, I just thought that was all bullshit. And very grindy and stuck you on it and made you pay more. I felt like crypt mode and Deception and Deadly Alliance was straightforward. It was straightforward, and then it was straightforward and just so much fun, dude. And that's the crazy part about Mortal Kombat games is it's one of the only franchises that I've played almost all of the games to a degree. Like, the only one I haven't played is Mortal Kombat 1. The other ones that I haven't played is like Mortal Kombat. What didn't I play as well? Like, I didn't play the Sub-Zero game, which I always wanted to. And I know it was kind of a piece of shit, but I was always like, dude, like my brother's like best friend had it, and I never even watched him play it, and I was just such a Mortal Kombat guy that, like, I don't know, and the writing is on the wall to re-release fucking Deception and Deadly Alliance and Shaolin Monks. That's what I'm hoping is that, and I really hope they don't go with Armageddon over, I really hope they don't go with Armageddon over Shaolin Monks. Yeah, I think it makes more. I don't even think it makes more sense. I think that I don't know. From a marketing standpoint, I get it. Like, put Armageddon, but I really don't give a fuck about Armageddon. Like, that's the one that my brother played a lot. He always kind of played Mortal Kombat more than I did. I think the only one he didn't play necessarily more than I did, like we played equally, was. What's going on with the car? Want to always make sure my car's kind of running low on gas. That's probably why it's like kind of goofy. I really hope so, man. If my car, luckily I have insurance now, so not the end of the world. Sorry, but yeah, Mortal Kombat fucking 1. My brother played a shitload. I played a lot of 2 and 3, and I also played a lot of 4 as well. And then 5 would be Deadly Alliance, 6 is Deception, 7 is Armageddon. That's why, like, am I missing one? I don't feel like I'm missing one. That's why it's like, it goes to Mortal Kombat 9. So, I don't know where I'm messing up my Mortal Kombat lore. I don't think there was one between Deadly Alliance and Deception. Yeah. But, we played a shitload of 1, played a shitload of 2, 3, 4. Deadly Alliance, I remember we had it on the GameCube, and we fucking ate that game up. I remember we just were like, oh, so much fun. Like, the different characters that they added, the weapons they added. Deadly Alliance was like a really good shift. And honestly, out of the ones that I've played, I would agree that 4 is probably on the bottom. And then I would put Armageddon, and then I would put Mortal Kombat 1. Then I would put probably Mortal Kombat 10. No, I'd probably put. No, let me do it again. Probably be Mortal Kombat Armageddon, the last spot. Just did not like that game. Then Mortal Kombat 11. I just thought. I kind of saw what they were trying with that game, and I didn't like it. It was the beginning of the end for me for like microtransactions and shit like that. Too many DLC costumes, characters, etc. Then I would probably say Mortal Kombat 4. Then Mortal Kombat 1. Then Mortal Kombat 10. I thought 10 was pretty cool, and I could definitely see why people would eat that game up. I didn't get into it like that. But I could definitely see how the story was kind of like this dark. I mean, that's what Mortal Kombat is, and it was like this kind of dark future that Shinnok was doing. So I kind of like that, but I didn't play it really. So, but I did play against my brother, and I fucking loved playing against my brother. It was so much fun. Then after that, I'd probably say Mortal Kombat. I'd probably say Mortal Kombat 3. And then Mortal Kombat. Probably Deadly Alliance, yeah. Probably Deadly Alliance. And then the 3 that I've played that I like the most, and it's tough. Mortal Kombat 2 is probably at that third place. And then it's very difficult between Deception and Mortal Kombat 9. Because Mortal Kombat 9 to me is it's like the definitive version of Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. Like it's like I'm just speaking obvious, facts, but it's like the embodiment of all 3 of those games, telling you the story again in a tad bit of different ways, but really encapsulating that. And I loved this. I know it was corny, and I know that it wasn't the best setup and the best dynamic on how to play, but I really liked how it just kind of told the story of Mortal Kombat again. So I really like Mortal Kombat, and it led off with Armageddon, with the final. It was really cool. But I'd probably say Deception's my favorite, because at the time I didn't play anything like Conquest Mode in Mortal Kombat, and Conquest Mode was so fucking cool, man. Like, Conquest Mode blew my mind at the time, and I know that the graphics weren't the best. The open world was kind of flat, and there was shitty voice acting, but that's kind of what I gravitate towards. And I feel like 9 and Deception are both kind of corny, and again, kind of remind me of Spartacus, where it's kind of a guilty pleasure, both Deception and 9. While Mortal Kombat 2 was my childhood, Deception was my middle school years, and then Mortal Kombat 9 was my high school. So they all played a different part in my life, but those are the 3 that I played the most and I have the most memories with. But I would say, memory-wise, a merging of memory and gameplay, the 2, Deception's got to be that top one. I remember just being fully in love with that game. I loved Onaga. I loved going through the realms. Conquest Mode was the selling point in that game. That's the reason I go back to that game. But I really hope that I get a chance to play Shaolin Monks. That is the number 1 Mortal Kombat game that I've wanted to play. I just never had a system to play it. I think I have a PS2. I have the game, but it's at my brother's house, and it's just a whole lot to set up. But goddamn, man, I love. I gotta ask him to set that game up on his fucking PS2 emulator and play that game. That's what I gotta do. Next time I see him, that's what I'm fucking doing. That is what I'm doing. Because I'm gonna play Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. I'll play through that whole fucking story mode, man. I think that game's so cool. What I played, and I just never bought it when we were kids, and I wish that I did. I wish that I had the tenacity to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick that game up. But that game is legit. That series is even when I think about my Sega, it really was this kind of stereotypical with Sega. I had other games to play, but we really played a lot of a lot of Sega, a lot of Sonic, and a lot of Mortal Kombat. We played a lot of that. Those were the games that we played. We would just start up, and it would be those were just such easy picks to pick up and play. So we had 1, 2, and 3, and we had Sonic 1, 2, and 3. We just played, we just kind of in tandem with each other. So thank you for listening to this video, and I appreciate you guys all, and I will see you next time.